Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe we are already less than 10 days away from the release of the Netflix adaptation of Avatar The Last Airbender, and like every week recently, the marketing and promotions are continuing, and I wanted to talk more about a few that we got recently that I haven't talked about yet that show off some interesting action scenes. Given the action, and the bending in this case, is one of, if not maybe the most memorable things about the cartoon, it feels right that we should cover this. My fellow benders of all four nations, welcome to Uncle Iroh's Tea Shop, the Jasmine Dragon. Find yourself a seat, grab some jasmine tea, and enjoy the video. Like with my recent videos, let's see if we can hit a goal of 200 likes on this one. Now it is time to dive into the action sequence promos that we have been given in the last couple of days. This is what you guys have all been waiting for because this is actually really cool stuff. First up, we have this massive one that released just today. So it starts off with us getting another extended shot of something we've already seen before from the very first trailer where we saw the gates open to the city of Omashu. This time, you'll notice right at the beginning that it looks like our gang are sneaking in a different way than what they did in the cartoon, where they are just being taken in through a carriage being pulled by a horse ostrich. In the cartoon, they obviously did the whole thing with Aang dressing up like an old man, so it doesn't seem they are doing that here. You've also got the gates being opened up by the Earth Kingdom soldiers as they are being seen right here opening up the door. The next couple of shots are just another extended look at the scene that we've already seen of Aang and Teo flying through the city of Omashu, and at the very end they actually extend the shot enough to where you can see Teo's face with his goggles on as well, which is pretty cool. But the thing that starts off this sequence is commentary from none other than King Bumi himself as he says, "He is the master of all four elements, the savior of the world, the Avatar," as we get a new shot of him in garb when we saw him for the first time in the original cartoon. Now, to this date, this might be the most pristine and full frame that we have gotten of him yet. And listen, I'll be the first to say this, I think this will definitely be weird to look at first. I think eventually people are going to just get used to it though. Of course, I've talked about this before, but we know that this is a younger actor playing a 112-year-old character. So this is a guy who is in nothing but makeup and prosthetics, and for some people that might be a little off-putting, but as I said, I have a feeling that some people might get used to it over time. Now, this particular outfit is not the same as the one that he wears in the cartoon in terms of the look, and from the looks of it, it looks like they are designing it more out of the heritage that he might be based off of. So it's kind of neat and interesting overall, and you've got some people behind him who I can't quite pinpoint who they are, but it looks like they are in his giant hall room, like with what they did in the cartoon as he meets our gang for the first time. This then leads right into the kicking off of the action scenes as Bumi is fighting Aang, and listen, again, I have to say, I really do like how this looks. It is all in camera and easy to look at. This next scene is dope as hell as we see another extended look as to a scene that we've seen before from Iroh firebending, but this time he is using these chains as a way to firebend against rocks. And yes, for those wondering, this is in fact that scene where he and Zuko are fighting off against the Earth Kingdom soldiers as they captured Iroh. This is right out of the cartoon, man. He does this stuff with the chains in the show, and I'm glad they brought that over because this is just really cool looking overall. We got a couple other action shots and then a new shot of Katara and Sokka getting ready to jump off a chute on the delivery system part of Omashu. This then leads right into another few new scenes of Bumi fighting Aang as he's telling him that the world is on fire, that he has to learn what it means to be the Avatar. While this commentary is going on, we get a few other new shots of the action scenes in the Kyoshi arc as Aang drops down from the sky throwing Fire Nation soldiers away, and we see Zuki, Sokka, and then Zhao as well looking at Aang in a shot that we've seen already before. And that right there is the end of that giant clip, and again, I'm very pleased with what we have seen so far from the action standpoint of everything. I'm just really impressed. I think they are nailing down so far everything that I want it to be and why, and I've said it before, but the bending and the action is maybe the number one thing they absolutely need to get right in this show. This new promo is one that I actually didn't even know was released, especially given that no outlet had posted about it. The first time I came across this was actually on Reddit of all places. Apparently it was posted on Facebook as well of all places for social media, and given that it's only 13 seconds, this feels like something that you would want the public to see because it actually looks really good. It starts off with Aang and the Southern Water Tribe after Zuko had arrived, and he reveals himself to them as the Avatar saying, saying, "I'm the one you are looking for." That, again, is something that they are pulling right out of the cartoon word for word, because that is exactly what he told Zuko when he showed up. The next little snippet frame is of Zuko firebending with his fist in an uppercut-style motion. A person in a red cloak is getting waterbended, and I have no idea who this is, but it's quick, and I had to make sure that I looked at it as close as I could. Aang is doing a backflip in the Southern Water Tribe attack. An overhead shot of an air nomad is shown here. A new reveal shot of Avatar Kyoshi herself is also the next thing that comes up. This seems to be the first look of her character in footage form, and again, this is very interesting because she's not technically supposed to show up until Book 2. So for those wondering if Avatar Day was probably going to get the adaptation in another season if it were to come, it's probably not going to happen. And let's be real here, Avatar Day is not the most important episode ever. It kind of is a filler episode, although it does give some very, very funny moments that if they don't adapt, then I'm going to miss. But hey, we still have the cartoon for those moments. After this, we get a cool little edit of one of the Kyoshi fans going in front of Sokka's face while being held by the character Yukari, who seems to be someone who is going to be in on the action, and kind of confirms that maybe she was once a Kyoshi warrior herself. Zuko firebending leads right into his father firebending at him during the Agni Kai, which I cannot wait to see, and this is telling us right here, right now, that they are going to show a lot more than what they didn't show in the cartoon. There is a new set of shots of that fight between Bumi and Aang as Bumi gets hit with a giant rock as he's probably going to turn that thing into dust like he was doing in the cartoon. Then there is a cool little quick edit of a shot of Monk Gyatso fighting firebenders that cuts right to Zuko blocking something with a stick, and that is about it, as it ends off with Aang's arrow lighting up blue in a cool VFX edit. Again, pretty cool stuff, I'm not gonna lie, even though admittedly the clip is edited very quickly to where you can't really get a concrete look as to what the scenes are looking like from an action perspective. I mean, listen, at least from what I've seen so far, I think the action looks pretty damn good. I haven't seen anything to deter me to say that it will be bad, given that there hasn't been too much shaky cam and quick cut edits to mask the action itself, so I still feel confident that this is going to look good when the show drops. I'm going to post the link to this clip in my description and in the comment as a pinned comment, just in case anybody wants to go and watch it. The other promotion I want to talk about released yesterday on Monday, a very small 24-second clip of pretty much something that we've seen already, which confusingly enough, I'm kind of surprised that they did actually release this. It is the same clip of Zuko sitting at a desk writing a journal entry about what he's trying to do. This time, however, there is an extended addition to the scene, which might lead me to believe that it could actually be a scene that is in the show. However, I honestly have no idea if it is at this point, given the fact that some people have pointed out that it looks like he's on a green screen stage shooting this, so maybe it's not. So again, who really knows? To get to the point though, the new part of this scene that is added in is the fact that as Zuko is talking about who the Avatar is and what that person does, there are small little sculptures in his office chambers that are lighting up and glowing, which is then in accordance with a shot of the Kyoshi statue on Kyoshi Island lighting up as well, along with Aang's arrow. Now, the only time we ever see something like this happen in the cartoon is when the Avatar goes into the Avatar state. If that happens, statues glow up from the past Avatars. So maybe if this is a real scene in the show, this could be when Aang first comes back to the world and Zuko runs up to the deck of his ship after writing his journal entry to see the light beaming in the sky. With the shot in his office of those little sculptures lighting up, you'll notice that there are a few that resemble avatars. One of them is Avatar Yang Chen, Avatar Kyoshi, and another is Avatar Kuruk, who apparently is actually going to have a bigger role in this adaptation than he did in the cartoon, since he was there in an insanely small amount. Now, this one right here, I gotta be honest, I have no idea who this is, and I also don't even think that other Avatar purists know who that is. I've looked up as much as I possibly could to see if I could try and figure out who this is, but I was given no joy when looking. If anybody here watching this video can help me out on this one, especially given I am somebody who has not read the books or comics, maybe this is somebody who is shown in there. Maybe it is a reveal of a new Avatar that the lore has not established yet, so help me out on this one if you have an idea. The rest of the clip is just, again, the same as we've already seen, so there's not much else to point out from that. Other than that, I've got nothing much else to discuss here for today's video, but I wanted to remind everyone here that this week is very big for the show, even though technically it is releasing next week. This week, I think we are going to get the first official reviews and thoughts on the series from people inside the industry who will have gotten a chance to see it early, as well as fans, given the fact that the premiere is on the 15th on Thursday for, I believe, the first episode. So we will definitely cover any and all reactions that come out for those days, so be on the lookout for that video when it comes. To finish off this video, like we do every time, we are now going to end off with your thoughts and opinions on what we talked about today with regards to the promos themselves, themselves and my commentary on them. What did you think of everything that we talked about today? Let me know your thoughts down below. As usual, if you did enjoy them and my commentary, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you are somebody who is new here, and also turn on the notification bell for any video I upload in the future. On your way out of Uncle Iroh's tea shop, be sure to let him know how much you appreciate his jasmine tea and his words of wisdom that come with it. I hope everyone here has a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you all soon for more Avatar.